Good morning guys, happy Sunday. I hope you're all doing really well. Welcome back to my channel. I want to say welcome back to a new vlog, a new video, but actually I've got a very last minute upload because the video that I had originally planned scheduled to go live today has had to be delayed. So I'm just kind of waiting on the brand for that before publishing it. But I thought, oh no, I'm not going to have a video to go live Sunday. And I know a lot of you guys like your Sunday routine of getting up, having some breakfast with me in the morning, maybe even like having a lazy morning in bed and watching my vlogs. So thank you to you if that is part of your Sunday routine. That makes me so happy that I bring that little bit of happiness and routine to your life. Is my camera slipping down? I feel like it is. Hopefully that should be a bit better. So yeah, long story short, I didn't have any content to go live and I was gonna just say, sorry guys, no video today, we'll see you next week. But I thought, you know what, I could easily just sit down, grab a coffee and do a little chatty Q&A and catch up with you guys, and also kind of introduce you to me if you're a newer viewer or haven't been around for years since I started this a long time ago now. I feel like I've been doing YouTube for like full-time, as a full-time career for a good 8-9 years now. It's been a while. So yeah, there are obviously some newer viewers that have joined along the way. So hello if you are new. I put up a little question box on my Instagram a couple of hours ago and I've taken Barney for a walk since then. He's in the back there. You can't see him, he's lying down, probably snoozing. So we've been for a nice walk. I've grabbed myself a coffee from Gales today. In fact, one of the questions, because I've had a quick flick through already, was your kind of like go-to coffee order, and I vary. Most often I'll end up going for a decaf, because I always tend to go for decaf. If decaf's an option, I'll go for that. Decaf cortado, a new discovery from Starbucks, the Ristretto Bianco. It's like a cortado but a bit bigger, so it's stronger and it's just perfect, because sometimes a cortado is just like, oh, I could have done with an extra few mouthfuls. So that is like ideal. If every bakery and cafe start rolling out a Ristretto Bianco, I'll be getting them every time. Or if I'm thirsty and like I want a big long coffee, I'll go for a black Americano. And on the odd occasion when the seasonal treats come out, like the pumpkin spice lattes, I will go for them, but I try not to go for them too often because they are essentially a dessert in a cup and I would rather the dessert with an Americano. So yeah, that's my kind of go-to coffee order. I did also treat myself to a lunch and a little cake. It is the weekend for me, so I thought, you know what, let's go all out and get ourselves a little carrot cake. I really get carrot cakes for the buttercream on top, plus 1.5 a day with your carrots in there. We'll go with that. And then I also went for a pastrami Rachel sandwich though. I've had one of these before and they are delicious, although I'm just going to hold off eating and just have that in a bit when I get back home. So yeah, it is the weekend for me. Another one of the questions, I might as well say it because like I said, I just remembered it off the top of my head, was weekend plans. So this weekend I am solo this Saturday, well, only for a few hours. Tom is meeting a friend golfing. He tends to either like Friday or Saturday meet up with his friend who he plays golf with, and then on either like Saturday or Sunday we will then either play a round of golf, or actually yeah, for the last however many weeks I feel like every weekend is just golf. I'm not obsessed with golf as Tom is. Sometimes I will just walk around and not play, but I do figure like if we don't have any plans and we just have a chilled weekend ahead of us, then it is quite a nice way for Tom to be able to get out and have his fix, but also to get out with Barney. Given that we play at Northern Golf Club, I kind of like work with them a little bit because they had a meeting, well, I had a meeting with them to discuss like membership options, and I was chatting through it with them and we were sort of explaining that we are really keen to be able to join a club that allows us to bring our dog round. Given that he's very well behaved, I appreciate not every golf club would be happy with that, but because he is so like good, he will just stay with the bag if we tell him to. You know, he's just good. So they when we were looking around and Tom played a couple of rounds, they actually reached out and one of the directors, if you're watching, you know who you are, and his family have seen my videos, so they invited me down. In fact, he did email me. Let me just read it out to you. We'll be mentioning it in another vlog soon. I'll show you us having a round of golf when we next go. But when I was going to mention it then, I might mention it then as well, but I'll also just briefly mention it now. If anyone is ever interested in picking up golf, you're local to the area, maybe you're new or you're looking for a new club, here we go. They've just sent me a couple of offers over currently. So if someone wants to join and pay now, they will get 14 months of golf for the price of 12. And for ladies, they do a trial membership. This is Northern Golf Club. They do a trial membership of 3 months for £125, which is such a good rate. And if you do join after that as a 6 or 7 day member, then you will get a year's membership half price. So yeah, that's where we play at the weekends. If you do join, you'll see us there, I'm sure, every weekend. That's our weekend plans this weekend. We haven't got much in the diary. We've got a couple of things coming up. We have a skiing trip booked with my family, which again was another question on my question box, is holiday plans. That's our next holiday plan, is a skiing trip in March, which I'm so excited for, to be able to spend a full week with my family as well. We're all living in a big chalet, so if you are interested, I could maybe do a little pack with me, travel with me, chalet tour, and even a vlog for the trip as well, if you were interested in seeing that. I don't know if people are more keen to like move forward towards spring content now, but if you're happy for a nice ski content week, then let me know. So yeah, we've got that coming up. We are flying into Geneva, staying in France, so we're going to hire a car, which is just reminding me we need to tick that off my to-do list, is to hire a car. We'll sort that out this weekend, I think. Right, let's go on to the question box and whiz through some of these questions. Would you do a meetup? I don't know if this is imposter syndrome or what, but I just feel like I forget people actually are out there watching my videos. I kind of forget, or I just feel like if I would do a meetup, maybe one person might come who's local to the area. I don't know, or even no one. I don't feel like I've got enough people watching my videos to do a meetup, but I don't know, maybe we could just, again, for anyone local, I could just do a very ad hoc, like, guys, I'm heading to Gales, let me know if you want to say hi and have a coffee and chat and catch up with me. Happy to spend an hour meeting you and catching up with you. I don't know, but then I just know, the overthinker in me would just be so worried that I would get there and be sat down by myself. Another thing that I often get when I do meet you guys out and about is, the first thing I feel like a lot of people say to me is, oh, I'm probably too old to watch your, like, I'm probably one of your oldest viewers. You'll be surprised. I think the majority of my viewers are older than me, or like from my age upwards, I would say, because of the type of content that I do. I'm not the stereotypical, I don't know, youth of today. I don't go out, I don't go drinking, I don't go partying. I live a very, I suppose, quite a relaxed lifestyle. I talk about doing my puzzle books, my Lego, like I'm quite an introvert naturally, and obviously I have my girl time, and just because I don't necessarily film it all the time doesn't mean I don't have it. It just isn't in me to then get out a camera. But even, to be fair, within my friendship groups, most of us are quite introverted characters, or not like big partiers anyway. I feel like I've been there and I've done that. I very much loved that lifestyle whilst I was early 20s, I want to say, sort of university into yeah, early 20s. But then I met Tom when I was 22, and that was on a night out. And even then, at that stage, I remember thinking, I go out to socialise, but I didn't really enjoy it. I loved a night out in Manchester because you would always bump into people that you knew if you were sort of like regularly on the night scene. And yeah, I would love seeing the same sort of faces over and over, and like I said, seeing it as a bit of a social situation. But I was never like a heavy drinker. I've never been like, that's just not in my nature. I was always the one that wanted to like go home first, be tucked up in bed, and I also hate wasting the next day. like feeling hungover, rough, tired, especially if it was a weekend, and especially when I was in like 9 to 5 work. It felt like such a waste. So yeah, you'll be surprised. A lot of you guys are, I would say, around the ages from 35 to 65, and I have some older viewers, I have some younger, but that's like the main age range, which is interesting because I do think that contributes to why channels like mine don't necessarily grow loads nowadays, because I don't know, I think the audience retention is quite difficult when it comes to viewers who are it's just like not a growing market. The growing industry is the younger TikTokers, fast-paced YouTube short, like quick Instagram reels, like lots of quick form content. But for me, I am a consumer of more long form content. I do go on TikTok and things, and I do enjoy that, but I don't consume videos that I would film myself. I consume videos and watch videos that are just like silly trends and stuff like that. And YouTube, I watch channels that are very similar to mine. So yeah, for me, my heart is always, and probably will always be, in YouTube long form. That's just where I feel like I belong and where I enjoy most. I feel like my coffee might have cooled down enough for me to have a little sip. Still quite hot. Okay. Oh, would you ever consider a fur brother or sister for Barney? Your Barney looks so much like my baby. That's so cute. I think one day, I've talked about this before recently, so I won't go into too much depth, but I thought I would have had one by now, and I just really like the lifestyle that I currently have with just the one. I like the fact that I can take Barney everywhere with me, but that's not to say in future I wouldn't get another one. It's just not in like the forefront of my mind or on the horizon. I am going to visit very soon. I might vlog it. Well, in fact, I definitely will. I will get some footage, but I'm going to a dog's home. They invited me down, and I thought, yeah, let's go. And I just thought, I said to Tom, don't hate me if I come home with 10 dogs, because I might actually struggle. I really want to go, and I want to meet the team, and I just, I'm easily influenced, and I'm an empath. And I just can't, like, the struggle of seeing the dogs in a home that need rehoming. Oh, my heart. I would definitely rescue in future, as well as getting a puppy. I'm open to either, but definitely not anytime soon. What's been the best small change you've made and why? The first thing that springs to my head is being really, and this sounds really boring, but being really regular with my supplements. I don't want to tempt fate and touch wood, but the supplements that I take, and sort of starting my morning healthy with that, again, touch wood, I haven't really had like any kind of colds or flus or anything for way longer than I normally go. And I put that down to being regular with my supplements, and everybody's body is different and what they need is different. It might be quite a nice idea to have like a blood test done where you can see exactly what it is that your body needs more of. But for the most part, even like a multivitamin or something, and if I have had the odd tickle in the throat, turmeric shots seem to have just kicked it and done the trick. So a little small change, I would say, being consistent with my supplements. Another thing I'd like to get more consistent with is my red light therapy mask, because I forget that's not quite in my habit yet, and I do notice the benefits when I use it, so I need to really get that into my regular routine. What's your favourite blusher? I've recently got a new one, a pocket blush from Rhode in Toasted Teddy, which I got for Christmas, that is lovely. I also love the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk blushes, liquid blushes. Where in the world would you like to live, or forever UK? I think I'm a UK, I love England. I have lived abroad, I've lived in France, I've lived in America. I would potentially, I don't like to talk politics on this channel, but if America wasn't in the state that it's in currently, I feel like it's a very scary place right now. I would consider being back in America, because I did really enjoy living there, and it was when I was sort of like 14, 15, so I was actually at boarding school in England. I used to fly back and forwards quite a lot, so that was quite difficult, I will say, doing that as a teen. Whereas as an adult, I feel like I would look at it with different a different perspective. But I just am an England girly through and through. I would rather just go on several holidays, I think, for like a week, maximum 2 weeks a year. Because even then, any longer than a week away, I'm usually, for the most part, I'm looking forward to then getting back home. And I think he has a big part to play in that. I'm blaming him in the back there that you can't even see. Having a dog really, who is like your fur baby, I could get emotional talking about this. When I see TikToks and things of people losing their dogs, I just, oh, I think about it way too much. He's only 5, he's 5. But he is my baby and I do miss him so much when we're away. So yeah, any more than a week or two, it's not for me, I don't think. Maybe like as a one-off, one-time thing, but not regularly. How did you and Tom meet? We met on a night out in Manchester. We actually first ever met in, it was Neighbourhood at the time, I don't think it's Neighbourhood anymore, and Manchester House, which definitely isn't there anymore. Has anything replaced Manchester House? If you are local to Manchester, let me know. I don't actually know. There must be something up there. It was like really high. Now there's 20 stories there, which is a good little spot for views of Manchester. Okay, let's have a look. Do you want kids in the future? This is like a topic, isn't it, that's always asked, and I would never ask that to anyone, but I know it comes from a place of just pure curiosity and interest. I would love that for our future, and we will see if we're lucky enough to have kids in the future. But once upon a time I probably would have said no. I've never really sort of not grown up being, it's not that I'm not maternal, because like even with Barney I'm like super maternal and I do have that within me, but I don't know, I think part of me like didn't like the fact that I suffered with anxiety for so long. I thought I wouldn't be a very good mum, maybe. We're getting deep here. And also just that natural maternal pull, I don't know, I feel like I didn't have it in me, but definitely more recently I have that, and I would love to if we're lucky enough to be able to. So many people ask this, when will you be doing your Vinted clear out? Can't wait. Guys, I did it. Everything sold out so quickly that I honestly couldn't believe it. I think I listed about 35 items, something like that. Everything sold out so quickly. I do think it's because I list things quite affordably, but that's because I want to. I don't want to charge like high prices, but it does mean that things sell out really, really quick. So as and when I next do another one, I will share with you on Instagram in the moment whilst I'm uploading, because I feel like YouTube, you have that slight delay. I did upload everything on the same day that I did my wardrobe clear out, but not everyone watches the video as soon as it goes live, and the items had been live an hour or two before that video went live on YouTube. So yeah, for the most part everything sold straight away. What brand would be your dream collab? Oh, something like a Gales or a Starbucks would be fun. And of course HomeSense. I mean, HomeSense is just the dream, isn't it? In fact, one of the questions was, do you plan on doing any more HomeSense videos throughout 2026? Absolutely yes. Probably one of my favourite shops to shop. I love a little HomeSense browse. I just think it's like a little treasure hunt. It's really fun. Oh, how much money do you earn? That's a juicy one that I feel like a few of you would want to know. I remember when I first, well, towards the early days of starting YouTube, I did a bit of a video, it'll probably still be live, around ways you make money on YouTube. So there's essentially 3 different avenues. That's your like sort of main stream. So one, Google is your regular, they pay every single month on like the 25th. Hang on, I need to check when my parking runs out because I don't want to get a ticket. I've had a couple of those within the last year or so, and they're no fun because half the time it's because I've run over by like an extra couple of minutes or something, so it's annoying because I've paid anyway. Oh, was that when I paid? Yeah, okay, so I've got another 15 minutes. Okay, so the 3 main revenues are YouTube AdSense. So as and when you see an ad on my videos, I will get paid via Google for that. And then secondly, brand collabs, obviously, who will pay to advertise their product on your platforms. And thirdly, affiliate linking, which is definitely my lowest stream of income because I don't tend to do too much affiliate linking, purely because of the shopping type that I like, the shopper type I am. I'm a bargain hunter, I'm a sale hunter. Quite often I'll rewear things that are like quite old, so that aren't online anymore, so I can't link them. So that's the main reason why I personally am not a huge affiliate linker. I am when I'll do, like, say if I do a Zara haul or a H&M haul, which I haven't done a H&M haul in a while, you know, I haven't shopped on their website in a long time. Maybe we could have a browse soon. But yeah, I will, when I link the items in the description box, often if they're availably linked via a shopping commission platform like reward style LTK, they will pay me a percentage based on the sale. So depending on if you buy the product via clicking my link, I will earn, it's pennies, but it adds up, obviously depending on the amount that you order and the amount of clicks I get through those links. So that's the kind of third and definitely the lowest for me. My highest would be the brand collaborations. They are, and I'm so proud to work with such amazing brands, because it really allows me to be able to do this full time. Because obviously when I first started this, it wasn't a full-time job. You kind of have to have that period of balancing both a full-time career and this. If you're not fortunate enough to just have money flowing in, you need to pay bills and things like that, you do have to work weekends, evenings, whereas now I feel like I've got a happy balance with this being my full-time job. That's not to say I don't work evenings and weekends, because it's quite full on, especially at certain periods of the year, but it is my dream. So I do feel like I'm not working. I feel like I'm pinching myself every single day that this is my job. It's just incredible, and it is thanks to brand collaborations. So where historically they might have maybe worked with a magazine or a radio station or a billboard for an ad and paid for that, it's just kind of like moved with the times, where their marketing budget will more likely go towards content creators and different revenues like us, where we can actually show them the amount of sales that they've had, the amount of clicks, and, you know, brands can see a tangible thing from their investment through their advertisement that they do with content creators like us. So it benefits both parties, and I appreciate your trust in me, in, you know, products that I do promote, that I have trialed myself specifically. So items like skincare or supplements, hair care, whatever it is that I have recommended to you guys, just know it's because I genuinely have used it myself. And that's not to say if I were to recommend like a competitor in future, that's not to say I don't dislike the old one. It's just that I also like the new one. Just like clothes shopping, I still like Zara. Just because I go to H&M next month doesn't mean that I don't like Zara anymore. I like both. So kind of, yeah, they're the three main revenues. So it's really hard for me to say what I earn. Plus, we're British and we don't talk specifics when it comes to earning money, do we? But just know that what I will say is, how can I say this without being too crude or too open? I will tell you that at my office job, my 9-to-5 office job, I went into that job fresh out of uni with a degree, and my salary was 18k. And then throughout my time being there, I earned commissions and things like that, and it reached probably more like 19, but not much more than that. And I started this alongside that career, and as soon as I earned more than that money, I then took over as full-time. So I had a period where I was sort of earning that alongside this, and I would say I was able to go full-time when I was around 10,000 followers, again about 8 years ago, something like that. So the trajectory is great when you allow your time to dedicate to this full-time, obviously, because you can put more time into it. But it's a very lucrative job, I would say. I'd say I'm very fortunate. Yeah, and it's all thanks to you guys for actually viewing my content, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do this as a career. So thank you massively. You don't even understand how grateful I am for that. Couple of quick fire questions, maybe workout routine. walking the dog an hour or two a day. I went to Pilates with my friends yesterday, which was really good fun. Reformer Pilates I enjoy, but again, that's dip in and out of that as and when I fancy it. Golf, you get quite a lot of step counts in. Got a lot of core workouts through golf, I will say. Sometimes I can feel it down one side of my body when I've been playing golf. The odd jog again, like I dip in and out of stuff, but the main thing I am consistent with is obviously this guy. One of the best benefits of getting a dog is the lifestyle shift to walking every single day. What are you watching on TV at the minute? Oh, what have we got on TV? Tell Me Lies. Oh, the fact that it's weekly episodes is killing me, but it's such a good series. Probably one of my favourite series I've watched in a long time. It's on Disney. Apprentice has started. I like watching that. Love Island All Stars, guilty pleasure. Any kind of Love Island I will be committed to. I like to watch Dragon's Den before The Apprentice is on. There's been a couple of new episodes of 24 Hours in Police Custody. I enjoy that. Oh, what else have we watched? Oh, one thing I am looking forward to watching. Cannot wait. Wuthering Heights at the cinema. Looks so good, and it's Saltburn producers as well, which I loved. Saltburn, one of my favourite movies, honestly. If I could re-watch one movie again for the first time, it would be Saltburn. That's a good question to ask you guys, so please answer in the comments below. If you could watch one TV series or one film again for the first time, so you don't know the outcome, you're getting involved for the first ever time again, what would it be? How old are you? I have just turned 34 in January. What does Tom do for a living? Oh, quite a few people ask that. He's like, he has his, what's the saying? Dipped his toes in a few pies? Dipped his fingers in a few. I don't know what the saying is. He has like a bit of property. He works with social media. There is something that he's working on at the minute that I've asked him to speak about on my channel because I think it would benefit quite a lot of you guys. So I'll speak to him this weekend actually, and maybe in an upcoming video either drag him in, or more than likely, you know what he's like because he's a bit camera shy and doesn't do social media, I might just ask him to bullet point a few things for me to mention to you guys to make sure I get the information accurate. But I do think it's something that will benefit you, so stay tuned for that. I think I'm going to end it here because I feel like I've been waffling and chatting for a while, long enough for my coffee to cool down, and the fact that my parking is due to run out soon. It's drinkable. It's definitely cooled down a lot now, so I think I'm going to head home, enjoy a chilled afternoon, but also edit this video to make sure you've got a video for tomorrow morning, and I will see you guys next week. So have a lovely Sunday, lovely rest of your weekend, sending all my love, and yeah, see you next week. Bye guys. Sorry, that's an awkward, oh, my elbow's there and I'm like waving in front of my face. I will see you guys next week.